I gotta figure out my life. So my tenant just contacted me. The master bathroom ceiling caved in. Fell. 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 Hey everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am Tinesha Davis. This is the Fun and Budget Act. And in this video, we are going to talk about my real-time current struggles. But I'm going to also take you in another direction. I'm going to share with you how I energetically, or exercise I do to energetically deal with my problems. Now, we normally don't talk about stuff like this, and that's because normally things like this don't normally happen to me. My life is super awesome, super great. I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed. I'm so fortunate. Usually all the best things that happen. I'm surprised I haven't won the lottery yet. I'm just surprised because that's the kind of life I lead. Like luck, 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 luck. Blessing, 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 blessing. But guys, every now and again, y'all, things get real in the field. And I told y'all before in some random video, it wasn't the topic of the video, but in a random video, normally when three bad things happen to me, I know something great is on the cusp. Because I believe that when things happen that are outside of your control or are just not what you were expecting, it's to throw you off. It's to throw you off. It is to block your blessings. Yeah, it's a thing. Normally, the energy that precedes a huge blessing popping up, it's almost like a deterrent tries to jump into your energetic field. A deterrent tries to jump into your life to just take your eye off the prize and to make you give up, make you quit, make you slander his good name. For real. So the key is, for me, when I notice that this is supposed to, when things like this happen that don't typically happen, I get excited because I'm like, oh wow, something great is on the way because they are trying to throw me off. The devil is working hard, right? So a lot of you know I've been here since March, and it is what, June 26th. I've been here since March with my boyfriend in Miami. I live in Northern Virginia, so I'm far, far, far away from home, right? I've been riding out this coronavirus season with him, and everything has been super awesome. Let me tell you, first and foremost, somebody asked me this question. They asked me, has being with Jay, my boyfriend, for this amount of time uninterrupted, has it made us stronger? Has it, I guess the thing is, am I tired of him yet? Is he tired of me? What's up, you know? And I could leave anytime I want. I could have left anytime that I wanted to. And I can sit here and say that I absolutely enjoy being here with him. And he absolutely enjoys me being here with him. And this is actually an answer to a question that I had. Because we're long distance, we usually spend our time, well, we have spent our dating time visiting each other back and forth, or either visiting each other somewhere around the world, right? So it's like every time we seen each other, we were on vacation mode. And I asked myself one time, I was like, could this withstand the test of time? Like, what happens when you go back to living, or when you live a normal everyday life with each other? You know, because vacations are magical. Vacations, everybody's in a good mood. A vacation, you don't go to work. You don't have outside stressors for the most part, right? So it's always party time. It's always my hair's done, my nails done. I just got freshly groomed to see him and to do what we're about to do. But y'all don't go back and look at some of them videos because you might fact check me and say, girl, your hair was not done. Hey. It was done more than it's been done in these past 3 to 4 months though. So being here with him for all this uninterrupted time where we're just living normal lives, we're both working. I'm working from home, he's working in the office. We are doing our day-to-day existence, which involves cooking and cleaning. Can you believe that? Ugh, not my favorite, not my talent, not my calling. But what I know now that I did not know before is we got this. Like, we are not even shooketh. We have not had a hard time at all being together all this time, every day together, uninterrupted. Matter of fact, it's done the opposite. I'm sitting here like, oh my goodness, I don't ever want to live without him. I mean, it's just so much easier and so enjoyable having a partner. So that's that right there. But while here, all right, let me say this. Number one, the thing number one on my list, this really is first world problems. My hair is a hot struggle mess. I am not a hair girl, so hair is not a talent of mine either. And normally I actually will go all the way to my mama's house, 250 miles away from me, for her to wash and comb my hair. I'm that girl. I get my hair done at the hairdresser, and like I said, when I'm not going to a hairdresser, I go to my mama. So my hair has been a struggle mess, and that has had me a little down. So I was like, okay, what can I do to feel better? So that's one of the first things I say. When there's something in your life that has you feeling some kind of way, especially something minor, ask yourself, one, what can you do in this moment to feel better about your circumstance? So what I did is got my nails done, and I got my eyelashes done. So now the only thing left to do is actually physically get my hair done. So then the next thing that I do when I'm feeling some kind of way about anything, it don't matter how minor, because some things are minor, or how major. The other thing I do is I do a rampage of appreciation, or let's say that better, I build an active list of appreciation. Normally, I can talk this out loud verbally, or my preferred thing I like to do is actually write it out. And I normally write it out by typing it out. I used to write it out like physically, because I don't know. There's just something about connecting your emotions in the time it takes you to actually write it out. I don't know. It's a sync up process that really works for me, because as I'm writing or typing, my mind is going on and thinking about the next thing, and it brings me higher and higher and higher. So what I would rampage or build a list about with my hair, and we're going to do this exercise in real time, I would say, you know what? I'm so happy that now that the country is open back up, regardless of anything else, now that the country is open back up, I can actually go and find somebody who can do my hair. What I love is that months and months and months ago, my baby Jay actually found an entire list of people, a recommended list of people who can do my hair, and he has names and he has phone numbers, and all I have to do is make an appointment. I love that these people will make house calls, or I can go to their home and they can actually hook me up. I love that I always wanted to try the faux dreads, and now is a time that I can actually get them done for a very good price, because if I was back in the DC area, it would cost me so much money to have that done. But here in Miami, prices for hair and nails and stuff like that is actually a little more cheaper than it has been in DC. And I think it's cheaper because, again, Jay has this recommended list of technicians who can do these jobs for the low low. So I am so excited about that. Okay, now let's move on to the next thing, the next struggle thing. And this list, I have 4 things. This list is going to be in order of the least to the most tragic. Okay. I'm being dramatic. But y'all see, y'all tell me if I'm being dramatic or not. The next thing, my driver's license expired. It expired on my birthday, June 2nd, 2020. And I knew it was expiring, and because the world was shut down, I tried to go online to renew it, but I was having problems logging into my account. And then when I finally logged into my account, it was like, can't do that here, can't do that now. You must call the powers that be in DMV headquarters. But of course, DMV and DMV headquarters were closed down. And so I haven't tried again. But let me tell you something. Another tip is, before you make any physical moves, make sure you clean up your energy, your vibration field. The reason why it's important to clean up your energy, especially if you're feeling some kind of way about something, is because since you've already set the tone, let's say the tone. Since you already set the tone of frustration, it could be anger, it could be annoyance, it could be sadness, it could be anything, but it could be a lower vibration. Those emotions are lower vibrations. So since you already set that tone, the universe is a universe of law of attraction, and what you're going to attract are things to help reinforce those emotions. It's not personal. It's just the way it is. So if I'm feeling frustrated that, dag, I can't reach nobody on the phone about getting this situation taken care of, guess what? The universe is going to say, oh, I can give you more of that, because it's not judging. It's not saying that's a bad feeling or a good feeling. It's just saying it's a feeling, and I acknowledge your feeling, and I'm going to help support that feeling by giving you more of that. See, that's why, like I said, my life is usually so awesome, because I have all of these awesome feelings about things, and the universe gives me more of that. But when I'm in the slump and I'm feeling some kind of way about something, what I know is I have to shift that feeling. I have to shift it. And like I said, I shift it through that one exercise. There's many exercises, but this is one of my favorites. It's building that list of appreciation, building that list of positive aspects. I do this every morning, either verbally on the phone with friends who also do this, or I type it out in an email list and send it to my friends who also do this. So with the license, let's build up this thing before we physically take action on anything. And so I'm going to say this. Isn't it wonderful that because of everything that's happening in the world, they've actually extended the time when things expire? So I may or may not be right around dirty, but it don't matter, because isn't it awesome that I'm here with Jay and he happily chauffeurs me everywhere. I don't have a car here in Miami, so I haven't had a need to drive anywhere. In any place that I do need to drive, he drives us. So that is super, super awesome. Isn't it wonderful that DMV, I'm not even sure, Department of Motor Vehicles, may or may not still be closed. I don't even know. But it may or may not still be closed. And because of that, I think you have to make an appointment. So because of that, there's still a huge possibility that I can still handle this thing online. Or on the phone, where when I call, I would get a wonderful cooperative person on the other side who can help me handle this. And isn't it wonderful that I won't have to take another test? But even if I did have to take another test, worst case scenario, I would awesomely rock that test. And hey, if I did have to actually show up somewhere in the physical to take another test, this is what's absolutely wonderful, that I would have the chance to redo this picture. Yes, that's me looking like I ran away from hard times. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Number 3 on my list of struggles in this temporary struggle life I am leading. I want my grown son to move out of my house. We haven't ever talked about that on this channel. My son is 27. And I just believe, I mean, I'm sure we all believe that there comes a time in your life where it's time to leave the nest, where it's time to move on. What makes this such a struggle for me right now is the fact that I don't see him taking any steps to want to leave and want to move on. I don't see him in a position where he actually can leave and actually can move on. And that, y'all, is my biggest struggle ever. Before this, constantly being chronically single, I believe, was my biggest struggle. It wasn't a struggle, but it was the thing where I felt like if I ever found a man or found love like that again, it would be a miracle. I was feeling like it would be a miracle. So right now that miracle's out the way, because y'all know we got Jay, I'm feeling like my son being independent and self-sufficient will be the biggest miracle in my life. For some people, they don't mind their grown children living at home. I don't know, all two of y'all. But for me, I do mind, because he is not helpful. He's not helpful. I hire a cleaning service just so that my house can be clean to the standards that I would like it to be clean. And I also hire a lawn guy just so that my lawn can be cut to the standard that I want it cut. Whenever he used to do my grass, it was more of a headache than the money that I saved by having him do my grass, because I would have to micromanage. I would have to go out there and inspect. I would have to send him back out 2, 3, 4 times to cut the grass properly. Yeah, the cleaners just went, and he's been there by himself for all of these months without, I'm not home. And the cleaners still go. Privileged. He got somebody cleaning up behind him. I just really want to talk this through, because this is for real. I don't even know. I need help. I need advice. How do you get a grown adult child out of your home who doesn't seem to be incentivized to ever leave your home? How? And so even when I go through my list of appreciation, because I have some struggles too, I'm telling you, I go back and forth between feeling guilt and not feeling guilt. The guilt would be, oh, but he needs my help. He doesn't make that much money. Where would he go? We don't live close to family. He doesn't have friends like that, because the excuses, because we moved around so much, and he hasn't formed like a stable environment with stable bonds with people. I have these excuses, and I feel bad about wanting to kick my own child, but he's not a child. So I even have to retrain that thought. He's not a child, he's an adult. By wanting to kick, because that's what I would have to do, kick him out. So many of my friends and my family have tried to give me advice that I ain't trying to hear, because I'm like, y'all don't understand. I've been so resistant to that. I recognize that, but it's time. He has to go, because right now this is hurting him. Him always being in my house and not going out on his own is truly hurting him. So if you guys have any advice, let me know. The military hadn't been an option. We tried that, and he ended up with a medical discharge. I found programs to send him to, the Year Up program being one, and it hasn't gotten him further ahead on his journey. So I don't know, guys. But when we do our list of appreciation, the idea is not so much to brainstorm a solution. The idea is so much to help lift me up spiritually, to help lift up my energy around the circumstance. So this is what I would say about that. I am happy that my biggest concern is that my son is just not taking the initiative or steps he needs to take to want to move out and become a self-sufficient and independent adult. I'm so happy that I don't have any other major problems with my son except for the fact that he is messy as hell. I'm so happy that these are my issues, because there are so many others who have way bigger issues with their children than this issue that I have. I am so happy that this is temporary. It will not last forever. I'm so happy that there will be a day where he finds his way, where he wants to find his way, where he is motivated to find his way, motivated to do whatever it takes, whether that's work 2 jobs, whether that's work a job and go back to school, so that he can bring in the level of income that he would need to bring in to be on his own as an adult. That's all I have. That's all I have. The thing about this exercise is you have to be true to yourself. You cannot just come up with colorful words because they sound good. You have to come up with the words that you truly believe. Okay, I can't stretch and say, I'm so happy that next week, next month, 3 months from now, my son is going to win the lottery. Or my son is going to just move out and thrive. While there is a likelihood that that could be true, I have to say what I believe from my end. And you also have to keep in mind that you can't create for other people. While I can do an awesome job creating my own life, you cannot create for other people. You know? You can help fortify through prayer what you want for another person. You can help fortify through prayer what another person may want for themselves, and you're joining in an agreement with them. You know, that vision. You can help jump in on a vision that another person may want by saying, I touch and agree with the vision that you have for yourself, and I can see that. And you can help dream with another person, but you cannot give another person their dream. You can't. I've tried. The Year Up program was my dream. College was my dream. The military, well, he came up with that on his own, but it was a dream of mine too. But all of the things that have been my dreams for him, they haven't worked out. They have not worked out. And now let's go on to number 4. The biggest issue I am dealing with right now. So a lot of you know, and those of you who don't know, I have a rental property and I have a tenant in that rental property. And the biggest thing that I'm dealing with right now is in the DMV area, that is DC, Maryland, Virginia, there have been a lot of rain. I don't know nothing about that rain because I've been here in Miami. But apparently with that rain, my tenant sent me a video with the bathroom ceiling leaking. Which is up on the top level floor. So of course this means that if the ceiling is leaking and there's no plumbing above that ceiling, it's because my roof is leaking. Okay, so fine. We're going to deal with that. So I got in touch with a roof person who was recommended, who was very skilled in working with insurance companies when it comes to these things, because we need the insurance to cover this, y'all. And then the very next day, she sent me pictures. The roof. The ceiling, not the roof. The ceiling, we don't know what the roof doing. But the ceiling of the master bedroom caved in, collapsed, fell down. I don't know what you want to call it. But there's a hole in the ceiling now. And all the, what's that stuff called? That pink stuff, all the installation is just on the ground, hanging down and looking her in her face. And I'm just like, wow, really? So I tried to call my insurance company, and normally my insurance company has been super awesome when it comes to stuff like this. But I guess because of COVID-19, well, they said because of COVID, that they are A, backed up, B, not sending out assessors. Normally, assessor will go out and assess the damage and figure out the cause of the damage, and then my insurance company will tell me what they will or what they will not cover, right? But now they tell me, okay, you got to figure this out and then get back to us once you figure out what you figure out. And if you need a top put on your roof, just keep your receipts. Like, Normally, my insurance company would tell me, hey, we're going to send out somebody to do this and do that and do this. So I'm asking them, I'm like, well, do you have a list of recommendations? She tells me no. And it might have been just the person that I got on the phone. I don't know, because this is not normal for my insurance company. So she goes, well, we can put in an emergency order for a person to put a top over the roof. And I'm like, okay, how does that process work? Do you tell me how much it costs? No, we don't have that information. So basically she tells me after the work is done, they'll send me a bill. What? And this happened on Saturday. Y'all, today is Friday. So the person who is going, the assessor that I was able to get in touch with, again, the recommendation, who is well versed in these things, he is able to come out today, Friday. So a whole week practically. So yeah, and I'm just like, I don't even know. So this is what I want though. So another exercise that you can do when you don't know, you don't have to know, but you can walk in agreement, walk in the faith of what you want. So let's talk about what I want. What I want is a smooth and easy reconciliation for this issue. I want a new roof. I want a fixed ceiling. I want any damage that is happening to the ceilings of my property to be fixed and fixed well. I want any issues that's happening with the roof on my property to be fixed and to be fixed well. And I want it all to include paint, to include whatever needs to be done, covered by my insurance. That would be the absolute bomb. Okay, I love that the person who is going out to look at my roof is well versed in this. This is his language. He knows the verbiage, the language, the communication style, or whatever needs to be communicated with insurance companies. He knows this. I love that he is very capable of getting me everything that I need and everything that I don't even know that I need from my insurance company. I love that he comes from a reputable company that is able to fix the damage that may have been done through the storms this year and years prior, the damage that may have been done because of the leaking that we did not know about. Who knows how long it's been leaking. I love that he's going to be able to fix all of that stuff, and nothing is going to have to come out of my pocket. That's what I love. And I love that that is all lining itself up to happen now. I love that the perfect timing is now. I love that even though this happened on Saturday, and then he was going to go out on a Tuesday, and then that had to be rescheduled because it was still raining. So I love that all of those things were happening so that the best thing could happen for me. The best timing, the best people on the case. Sometimes when things work out for you, sometimes it's not even a matter of the what's, it's a matter of the who's. So I love that everybody who needs to be on shift for this thing to work itself out is on shift. I love that my tenant is going to have a home that is better and more improved than it has ever been. I love that I'm going to have a structure on a building that is going to be better than it has ever been. I love that having a new roof is going to bring me more value to my property. I love that these are things that are going to be taken care of, and it's not going to need me to be there to stand over anybody's shoulder to get anything done. I love that the best people who are passionate about their job are on the job. I love that when I called this person for the roof, he was available and he picked up his phone immediately because he is super busy. I love that all of these things are working out for me, and I love that even though this feels like a struggle and could seem like a struggle and could be very stressing for other people, it's not stressful for me. And I love that all things good work out on our behalf, on my behalf, on your behalf. And if you guys are struggling with anything, it don't matter how minor. It could be from a hair, It could be to a whole roof falling down. That is all can work out for you, and hopefully that you can take some of these tips and some of these exercises that I show you that I actually apply to my real life, and that they can work for you. And I am really feeling so much better now. And I just love that when I go back home, that I get to be a better steward of not just my money, but a better steward of my life. That I get to be on top of my business, and I get to handle my business. That even before anything pops up, being an emergency, that, you know, the knowing that a roof doesn't have to collapse for you to know that there's something going on. A roof does not have to collapse. A ceiling does not have to fall down for you to get that instinct, that internal knowing that maybe something could be going on and something can be better than this. So let's get ahead of it. Let's get ahead of it. Let's stay ahead of it, so that you live a life that is completely fabulous. A life that when other people look at your life, they say, wow, you are the most luckiest. You are the luckiest, most blessed person that I know. How is it that everything always works out for you? How is it that nothing ever seems to go wrong in your life? Because the things that go wrong, that's just manifestation of something physical that had been going on. And we guys, we can get ahead of that physical manifestation while it's still vibrational, so that it don't ever have to pop up and affect our day-to-day well-being, y'all. We are led through inspiration. We are led through protection. We are led through everything that God said could be ours. Easy, and without debt. Without debt. Thank you guys for being here with me, for listening to me, and for helping me to work this out. Talk to you later. I love you guys so much. And thank you for rocking with me through the years. And for all of you who are new, thank you for rocking with me now. Until the next video. Peace.